Hi guys, it's Riley from Rocket Zero and welcome to another pixel art tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to build the Genie from Aladdin, who was played by the late Robin Williams. Now this design was made by PXL Peeps. Go check him out, description down below. So all we need for this Genie is yellow wool, blue wool, light blue wool, red wool, cyan wool, white wool, and of course black wool. So let's go find a spot to build it. I already built 3 blocks of yellow wool. That's what we need to start with. So now we're going to grab our yellow wool and we're going to place one here, another one to the right, up one to the right. And now moving on to this side, we're going to place one to the left, 2 to the left. And then 1 up and 1 to the left. And we're just going to fill in the gap. That's what you should have so far. Pause it if you have to. Now moving on to this side, we're going to extend it by 1 and we're just going to surround it with yellow wool. Taking out the block in the middle, that's the handle for the little lamp. So now for the top, we gotta do the little thing that you can open and close. So we're just gonna put 3 of them and 1 in the top. Now we gotta extend the little nozzle of the lamp by putting 2 blocks like so. Pause it if you have to. Now we're gonna grab our blue wool, that way we can start to build the Genie. We're gonna place 2 blocks here, taking that block out. Now another 2 on the left side, taking this block out. And now we're gonna do 4, taking this block out. And now 1 here, 1 to the right, and then we're gonna do 2 on top, taking this little middle block out. So now pause it if you have to. This part I'm gonna go really slow because it's really hard to describe how we're gonna do it. So just try to keep up and we'll try to get better. So we're gonna go up by 2. Taking this little block out, and then we're going to go to the left by 3. Moving up by 1. Now, another 1 to the left. Pause it if you guys have to. Now we're going to go up by 2. And then also we're going to extend it by 2 next to it. Making it like a square. Pause it if you guys have to. Now, we only gotta do a little more before we can actually start building the whole Genie. So we're gonna go up by 2 and to the right. Now, raising it 1 up and bringing this part level with it. So. Also, we're gonna put 1 block here and move it to the right. Going to the left also, 1 up. Now we need to put like his little red belt. But first, let's take a look what we have done so far. This is it. Pause it if you guys have to. Now we're going to begin his red belt. For his red belt, we're going to grab our red wool. We're going to put 2 red blocks. Another 1 to the right, making it 3. And now we're going to raise this by 2. Now we're going to make a second row, but this time raising it by 4. And on this right side, we're also going to move it by 4. By 3, I mean, my bad, guys. And now, let's start with the actual Genie. We're going to grab our light blue wool, and we're going to make a row of 3. And on the bottom, we're going to make a row of 3 to the right. So, it's like a big L. Pause it if you guys have to. Now, we're going to go up by 1, 2 to the right. Up by 1, 2 to the right. And now we're going to go 1 up, 1 to the right. 1 up, 1 to the right. 1 up, and 1 to the right. So, what you should have so far, like a chunky little staircase. But now, we're going to go up by 2. And then 1 to the right. Now, we're going to replace this block with a cyan wool. And we're going to grab our light blue wool, put it next to it, so we can raise this cyan wool by 1. So pause it if you guys have to. That's what it should look like. And now let's raise our cyan wool by 2, 3, 4. And then 1 to the left. And then 1 on top of that. Another 1 to the left. And 1 on top of that. And another 1 to the left. That's what you guys should have. Now we're going to grab our light blue wool and we're just going to start coloring this part. And now we're going to put 2 cyan wools on top of this. And we're going to make a row of 4 of the cyan wool. Gonna grab our light blue wool. We're gonna put one here so we can put our 2 cyan wools on the top. Now, same thing here, but this time 3. And we're gonna put 3 cyan wools on top of that. So pause it if you guys have to. Let's start coloring. There's no pausing, we're just gonna start coloring. We're gonna fill it in with our light blue wool. His belly area. Now we're near his chest. Oops, wrong place. So now let's take a step back so we can see what we have done so far. So pause it if you guys have to. We're almost done. Now he's gonna do his face, his right arm, and his left arm. So pause it if you guys have to. Now moving on, we're gonna grab some more of our light blue wool, and we're just gonna raise it up to be flush with the cyan wool, filling in this spot here. Now we're gonna grab our cyan wool, we're gonna put 1 block on top. Now we're gonna go to the left side so we can start with his face. We're gonna grab our light blue wool, we're gonna make him too high. Grabbing our black wool for his little goatee. And we're gonna make our light blue wool to the left, black wool on top of it. So that's what you guys should have. That's his goatee. Now let's make his bottom part of his chin by grabbing 2 cyan wools on the left, 3 on the right. Now we're gonna grab our black wool for his face outline, for his jaw, making it flush, extending it 1 by the left side. Now we're gonna put our cyan block wool here, 1 on top of it, 1 to the right. So pause it if you guys have to. That's what we should have so far. Now we're gonna grab our black wool, we're gonna put it on top of the cyan wool, and we're gonna raise it by 4. Now we're gonna grab our light blue wool, and we're gonna place 2 blocks here, pushing it flush with our black line on the bottom, making another row of light blue wool. So that's what it should look like. We're almost done. We just gotta now do the top part of his face. So we're gonna grab our white wool, we're gonna make 2 blocks, extending it all the way so that it stops 2 blocks shy. So that's gonna be his smile. Now let's put some light blue wool on the top of it. And now we're gonna find this block here. We're gonna put another block of light blue wool on top of it, so that we can do like his little like cheekbones. Put in 2 blocks of cyan wool on either side. Now we're gonna raise it up. Now we're gonna move on to his ear on the right part of his face. We're gonna bring our light blue wool up, bring it to the right, and we're gonna put 1 cyan wool on top of it. Now our light blue wool to the right, we're gonna raise it by another additional 2 blocks. And then we're gonna put 1 block here, 1 on top, taking this one out on the bottom. Now we're gonna drop down here, put another light blue wool, and then we're gonna put a yellow wool that's gonna be his earring. So that's what we should have so far. Pause it if you have to. The sun's going down, so I'll see you guys in a little bit when the sun's back up. The sun has risen, and now we can continue with his face. So we're gonna grab our light blue wool, and we're gonna put it in certain spots. So we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna start to raise it here by 2. Now we're gonna begin with his eye. We're gonna find the spot to do it. We're gonna start it right here. We're gonna put our white wool. We're gonna raise it by 2, 1 to the left, and our black dot here. We're gonna put 2 blocks of light wool to separate his eyes, and we're gonna put 1 white one here, a black one here. And now his eyebrows, we're gonna put them here on top of the white wool, and in these 2 places here. Now we're gonna grab our light blue wool, we're gonna fill in this little gap, also fill in it here, raising it up on this side as well. And that's his face. No. It needs to go here too. And now we gotta do his little like ponytail. So we're gonna grab 2 yellow wools, and we're gonna take that one out. Now we're gonna go grab our black wool. We're gonna put 1 here, 2 here, and then working our way back down by placing 1 here and taking that block out. So that his face is done. Now let's do his neck, his right arm, and his left arm. Now let's fill in a couple places with light blue wool. And then we can begin with his shoulder. We're gonna grab our light blue wool. We're gonna put it on top of this block. And we're gonna bring it all the way to the left. Color in this part here. Fill in all those gaps. And then we can begin with his shoulder and then right arm. Or left arm, if you're looking at it from his perspective. So now we also get to raise it up by one more. Now that we did that, we can now begin with his shoulder. Shoulder's just going to be about maybe 4 blocks across. But we're going to start with this 2 gaps here. A gap of 2 blocks. And then we're going to make his shoulder by 4 blocks, like so. That's going to be his little shoulder. But we're going to extend it by 1 more. And now we're going to begin with his arm. We're going to extend it past the shoulder by 2 blocks. So that's what you guys should have so far. Now let's begin with his arm. We're going to grab our blue wool. And we're going to make it 3 high. And we're going to grab our cyan wool. So that's what it should look like. Positive you guys have to. Let me take a farther look back. So you guys can see where we should be at. So we're looking good. And now let's finish this arm. Now we have it by 3. We're going to extend it by 1 more. We're going to put our cyan wool on top. Our yellow wool on here for his little like bracelets. And now we're going to do his hand. We're going to grab our light blue wool. We're going to place 1 on top. And then 2 to the left. And then 1 here. Taking this block out. That's going to be his thumb. And now we're going to raise this part up by 3. So that it's actually 4 high. And now this part's going to be up by 3. That's his right hand. We're done with it. Now all we got to do is his left part. So we're going to grab our light blue wool. We're going to place it here. And we're going to extend it by 2 blocks. Now we're going to bring it down. Fill in the gap. Now we're going to grab our cyan wool. And we're going to extend it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it's 6. I counted to 8, but no, I meant 6. So now we're also going to do 6 blocks of light blue wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6. I got it right. And now we're going to begin with his little arm. We're going to extend it by 3 blocks. And we're going to take a little bit of cyan wool out. And taking this part out as well. Now we're going to extend it by 1 light blue wool. And a cyan wool. And a yellow thing for his bracelet. Now we're going to grab our light blue wool. We're going to take that block out so we can begin with this. This is going to be 4 across. And we're going to start right here. R3. And we're going to bring it 3 down. So that's his little hand. We're done with the genie from Aladdin. So I'm sorry guys, I stumbled through a couple parts because this is the biggest pixel art I have done so far. So I promise I'll get better for next time, but for now, leave a comment, a like, and a subscription if you enjoyed this video. So we'll see you next time, have a good one, happy pixeling, bye bye.